Good morning and or good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jim. This is More Sunshine, Please. And this is another edition of More Explorers, Please, where I watch Disney movies that I have never watched before, but should have by now. And with me, as always, in this series of shows is Derek and Greg from D&G Explorers. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always good to be on.
Good morning. Oh, whoa. I feel like I have jungle fever right now.
I don't know what you mean by that, but
it's hot right now.
Today, on today's show, we're talking about a couple of similar movies because they're based on the same story. They're based on Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson's story. Today we're talking about Treasure Planet and Muppet Treasure Island, which, for the most part, I have now seen. And you guys have as well, but you've seen them before, right?
I have, yeah.
I've seen the Muppet one, yeah.
All right, so let me call up my list here, if you don't mind. I'm gonna just get up on this. This is my original list many weeks ago. I suppose many months ago now. I keep bumping the table, so it's welcome in, Michael Riley. Good to see you. This is my list, the original list of 15 Disney titles that I had not seen yet. And so through the weeks and months, I have gone ahead and checked off all of the movies that I would see. And I don't know if you can tell, the yellow ones indicate the ones I have now seen. And the white ones I've yet to see. And I frankly don't know if I'll ever see them. But so today we're talking about Muppet Treasure Island and Treasure Planet. Now, many weeks ago, we discussed already Treasure Island, the 1950 live action film. And that's where I got familiar with this story because I never read the book and I had never seen the movie on film until then. So today we're going to be talking about these movies. So I guess we're going to start with Treasure Planet. Is that correct?
It is, yes.
Okay, there we go.
Michael's asking what the next 5 Foolish Mortals will be. I don't think any of us know.
None of us know. But I suppose it won't be until Charlie gets back from his Disney World vacation. So
he's living it up right now. Yeah,
he's doing great. And it was wonderful to see him and his family. I got to see him twice. On Sunday, we saw each other at Epcot, and then Tuesday, Charlie and I were walking around Hollywood Studios for my live stream. So, and that was great fun.
Ben just came into the chat.
Ben's here.
Alex, the filmmaker.
Did that work? Oh, there it is. Okay.
There we go.
It was delayed. All right. Alex, welcome. Good to see you as well. And I suppose I should have introduced you with your sound as well. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
So
we feel so special now.
as you should. Okay, so Treasure Planet. I watched this film Thursday evening, I believe, or Thursday afternoon, actually. And had never seen it before, and frankly was never interested and I'll tell you why. Because of the poster, the artwork for the film, the marketing, it didn't look interesting to me. Did you guys? You know what I'm talking about? I mean, that's kind of it. This image here, it just I just didn't ring my bell. Or float my boat.
It's another one of those movies that has been, the topic has been done a lot, like Christmas Carol, Treasure Island, which is what this is based on.
But I didn't know that. I just thought, okay, Treasure Planet. I never watched it, so I didn't know it was like a metaphor based off of Treasure Island. So, but I'll just leave it for that. For now.
Did it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Ben
you.
said he saw Treasure Planet in IMAX in San Francisco when it was released.
Wow! I think that would have been cool to see it in IMAX. To tell you the truth,
That was the very first movie
Agreed.
released both on IMAX and at the regular movie theaters at the same time. It's the first time they had ever done that.
Yeah, the special effects and the animation for this movie were pretty awesome, I thought. And it kind of reminded me, now that I think of it, if you ever seen is it Titan AE, which is After Earth, that's another movie that's kind of has computerization and animation, and that was a 20th Century Fox movie, I believe. Excuse me. So that one is actually pretty good too, but this one reminds me of that because this has a lot of computerization in it.
Yeah, I noticed that the look of it was certainly a blend of computer animation and traditional animation.
Would you like me to do a little synopsis of it?
Hey, Pepper Treville.
Please do.
Oh, and what was my other comment? I said the part where everything at the beginning, I think, where they were going through, he was like surfing through the air or whatever. I said it kind of reminded me of the Cave of Wonders when the lava was going like crazy and everything. It was all computerized, so that kind of reminded me of that also.
It reminded me of Tarzan in that aspect of it.
No, you said Star Wars at one point at the end, I think.
It does, but the world they created. So Treasure Planet is a 2002 American animated science fiction adventure produced by Walt Disney Animation. It was released on November 27th, 2002. It is the 43rd Disney animated feature film. It's a science fiction adaptation of Robert Louis Stevens' 1883 adventure novel Treasure Island, and was the first film to be released simultaneously in a regular and IMAX theater. It is at least the second retelling of the story in an outer space setting, following the 1987 Italian miniseries Treasure Island in Outer Space. It employs a novel technique of hand-drawn 2D traditional animation set atop 3D computer animation. With a budget of $140 million, it is the most expensive traditionally animated film ever made.
Oh my gosh! Stop, guys!
I think somebody's breaking into your home.
Our cats are doing wacky.
They're like running after, the boys are running after each other. They roughhouse a lot.
I read some tidbits about this, and then not having any idea really about the movie. I thought it was interesting to, like you said, this is a blend of CGI and traditional animation. But I thought it looked great. I actually liked the look of this movie a lot. What do we got?
Is this the poster that you saw, or did you just see?
No, it's actually the one with Jim Hawkins on it. It just didn't. That is. No, I like that's well. That does have Jim Hawkins, but it's the one where we see his face more.
Okay, yeah, but I do like this one.
I do too. I like that one, and
then that one.
It just didn't strike me as I've got to see that. It wasn't enticing enough for me. I don't have a better explanation than that, but that's I think a big reason why I always stayed away from this movie, because I thought the poster was uninspired, and so I thought, well, maybe the movie's like that as well. But I will say, generally, I was pleasantly surprised by this movie.
That's kind of the feeling that I had when I first saw The Emperor's New Groove, and I saw that in the theater, and that just the picture of it and everything, I just thought, well, this doesn't look very exciting. And then when I saw it, it was like a Disney gem. It was hilarious. You can't stop laughing, like from beginning to end. There's always something funny to laugh at, and this was really awesome. I liked it. So,
can I say something that may be greeted with groans? But of the two movies, I think I like this one better. Wow, I think I like this better than Muppet Treasure Island.
I'm surprised you said that, because I told Derek last night, watch, Jim's probably going to say he likes the Muppets better. So I'm very surprised that you said that right now.
I am too. Now, and that's not to say I didn't enjoy Muppet Treasure Island. I was I think I was surprised by how much I liked Treasure Planet, and pleasantly so.
The animation was really cool. Some of the
Yes.
scenes are like really vibrant, like the vibrant blue sky.
I just like the whole, like it's a pirate ship because it's a ship. It's in outer space, so it's a pirate ship, spaceship, I guess is what you would call it. And that was really cool. That whole idea of ships in space that actually look like a ship at sea was really awesome, I thought.
Yes, I like the blending of the two genres, and it reminded me a bit of the show Firefly. Are you familiar with that?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, and that was a cowboy movie or TV show set in space, and this is you know, a nautical or pirate movie set in space, which they're both intriguing, and I kind of liked seeing it because you're familiar, you know, with the characteristics of both genres, and to blend them is interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now,
others, yeah.
looking at that picture, that little red blob-looking thing, isn't it in there somewhere? Yeah, he's right there. I never knew what that character was because I never saw the movie, and I just thought, what the heck is that kind of character in there? But he or she, whatever it is actually a very cool character, and I think he was more the comic relief of the movie without even saying really any words. Like, he mimicked words, but he didn't talk like us. But he would turn into all types of things, and he made the movie funny, I thought.
Agreed. So did the character Ben later in the.
Oh, yeah, the Martin Short's
Yes.
character.
Which and I had no idea. I didn't know who any of the voice actors were before I jumped into the film. But it was I love Martin Short, and I was pleasantly surprised. No, I was just pleasantly surprised.
I picked up on one of the voices. I picked up almost instantly, and I looked it up, and I was right. I was like, oh my gosh, that's her. But Laurie Metcalf is the mother in this movie, and you totally know because she's the mother in Toy Story also. And I just thought, I know this voice. That has to be Laurie Metcalf. So I looked it up, and it was. And then I was wondering when Martin Short was going to come up. I'm like, who is he playing? And then Derek said he plays the old guy on the island. Well, metaphorically speaking, because he's a robot in this. But when he came on, he was funny as well. So I really liked his character.
I did too, and he did a great job. You know, he's manic. It's a character not dissimilar to kind of like Genie or Maui, where they're silly and funny. I guess those are the same thing, but you know what I mean. But kind of a little bit manic. It's just a similar character serving a purpose, storytelling purpose, and you know, a structure purpose. I like the character a lot.
Now that I think about it, have you seen the movie Robots? The computerized movie Robots?
Is it Disney?
Well, no. Robin Williams is in that movie, and he plays a robot. He's a skinny red robot, and he's kind of crazy and wacky, just like Ben, the robot. And I kind of thought you really couldn't tell the difference between Martin Short or if it was Robin Williams. Like, either one of them could have played that part, and they would have seemed like the same person playing that same part, I think. So it just really reminded me a lot of Robin Williams now that I'm thinking about it.
Other voice actors were Emma Thompson, who played the captain. She's great and has voiced many things for Disney. And Roscoe Lee Brown was Mr. Arrow. And he's done a couple of Disney things.
Was he that rock-looking guy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and he's got a great voice. Jim Hawkins was voiced by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which I
Yep.
could not place. I'm usually pretty good at figuring out voices like that, and I would not have guessed that he voiced that character. I had to look up to see who was voicing it, and then some of the other characters.
David
John
Hyde
Silver
Pierce.
was somebody I wasn't familiar with, but is an awesome voice. And
David Hyde Pierce was the I forgot his character now, but he ended up with Emma Thompson's character.
Doctor.
That's right. I recognized his voice right away.
Yeah, he does a lot.
He was actually the when they were writing the script, they wrote it with him in mind, and also Emma Thompson was another one that they did with her specifically in mind, and they actually agreed to it, so that was cool.
I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he was in between like his puberty years to adulthood, because his voice, you really can't tell that it was him until you look it up. So, and this was in 96 that movie, or no, 2002 that movie came out. So yeah, he was still pretty young.
Timothy Rainwaters and James B., welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Like I had mentioned, I enjoyed this movie much more than I thought I would, and I'm so happy about that. It was funny. I've got a couple of Easter eggs to share. Should I get into that?
Yes, please.
All right, let's do that. Okay, let me zoom in.
I also
going. Sorry.
No, just thinking of is it? Oh my gosh, what's the pirate's name? Not Davy Jones.
Long John Silver.
Yeah, Long John Silver. I like how his arm turned into so many different weapons. I'm like, how many things do you have behind that big piece of metal?
Agreed. That was great. Pete McDevitt, welcome to the show.
But it was pretty cool. It was pretty imaginative how they did this.
Let's get into the Easter eggs. And there's not many, but there's some cool ones. So the first one, here's Jim Hawkins in his bedroom. Did you guys catch this?
I didn't.
Oh my gosh.
I was looking. I didn't see anything.
All right, let me zoom in even further.
I love it. No.
I didn't catch it either, and it's actually kind of dark in young Jim's bedroom. But hey, everybody. I had to brighten this image so you could better see it, but that's Stitch on his shelf. And I also read, and I think it was a mistake because I never found it, that there's a Mickey Mouse figurine somewhere in the bedroom, but I looked and nowhere to be found. But Stitch is obvious. That's right there. So that's very cool. Mr. Fulton Mraz, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for sharing this out.
Congratulations on your new jobs, too.
Oh, congrats. Let's go to the second one. Where are we? Oh, okay, so the directors of this film are, oh my goodness, I forgot. John Musker, is that his name? I got to look it up for sure.
Yeah, I think it is.
All right, hang on. I'll call it up.
Derek says, yeah, I think it is as he looks it up.
PTV's rolling their eyes at me right now.
It's Ron Clements and John Musker.
Okay, they have directed many Disney films, including Moana, Aladdin, this one. And what they do quite often, and I was not familiar with this, but they put a cameo of themselves somewhere in the film. And they've done it for Treasure Planet as well. So what they did for this film, and it's when Jim Hawkins gets to the starport, and he comes outside, and right away there are two characters working with a ladder. And these are caricatures of our two directors. So this droid or robot at the top of the ladder is... I'm sorry, I've got to look up their names. There we go. John Musker. The thin, tall guy is John Musker. And Ron Clements, the shorter, bearded gentleman, is at the bottom of the ladder. And so that's him. And I never would have picked this out because I didn't know what these guys look like. But now I do. And in researching this, I came across a number of their cameos in all of the different movies, and it's fun to know that they're in the movies that they direct now. So this is them. This is their cameo in the film near the beginning of the film. And
I think that's more for them to know than
absolutely
than anyone else, unless you really like looked it up like you did. Otherwise, you would just not even know.
Blake, good to see you. Have fun at Epcot today.
Yeah, be careful out there.
Yeah. Food and wine is going on, so
Ooh, fun. Yeah,
good stuff to eat there. So might I recommend the spicy hummus fries? Okay. Moving on.
that sounds good, actually.
This is John Silver, who is a cyborg in this film.
Gosh, that's from. Go ahead.
And did you ever catch this?
I'm thinking it might be from Atlantis.
No. This is Treasure Planet. What are you talking about?
No, that symbol. I don't know.
No, it's a hidden Mickey.
Hey, it looks like a mouse.
Oh, okay. Well, that too. I'm like, I've never seen Atlantis yet, so it just looked like a giant sun, like something from Atlantis.
Well, his cyborg eye is constantly changing, so there's not always such a definitive hidden Mickey there. But it is visible a few times, and certainly right here, I was able to get the right frame of the film. So
I really liked his version of Long John Silver. I think it's one of the most inventive ones that they've ever come up with. Him and I think Tim Curry have really good dynamic versions of that character.
I agree. John Silver is in every iteration of this story, whether it's the original Treasure Island, a film from 1950, or the two that I watched this week. John Silver is a fantastic character, and in every instance, the actor portraying John Silver did a great job, whether it's Tim Curry in our next movie or this guy, and I actually forgot what his name is. I gotta look it up. John Silver, it's right here. Hang on, it's coming up. Billy Bones, no. Brian Murray. Brian Murray's the name of the voice actor here, and I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar with Brian Murray, but he was great. He was great.
Do you know who narrated the movie? I got his voice right off the bat. I don't know his name by heart, but I know who else he played. Did you get that voice at all?
I don't believe I did. Hang on, let me get there. Narrator. Tony J. Tony J is the narrator. What else did Tony J do?
He was, Judge Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame?
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, and I have seen it.
But he had that deep kind of evilish voice, the way that he does his voice in those movies, actually. So, but yeah, I knew it was that same actor. I just didn't know his name.
You know, I get a kick out of people I'm familiar with voicing characters, but I also like it when there's just a fantastic voice actor whose name we probably don't know, and they can usually knock it out of the park, as did John Silver, Brian Murray, and Tony J as the narrator. I do remember the narrator at the beginning of the film. Just a great voice. So I like that these guys have a chance to voice a Disney character or something.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That's what you were saying. Frollo. Mr. Frollo. No, that's a different movie.
We actually just watched Hunchback not too long, maybe last year, and I've only seen it once before, and that one I could not believe how evil Judge Frollo really was. I mean, when you watch that movie, he's a pretty evil character, but the actor did a really good job.
I'll have to revisit that. Moving on. Let's see.
Thanks.
Here we go. Okay, this is not an Easter egg necessarily, but when I watched this movie, it was with the closed captions on, and there's a scene
Oh my
the first scene at night where they're sleeping. And this is on my screen. Come on. So I don't know who's in charge of creating closed captioning.
I didn't even notice that at first. I thought you were talking about that pinkish looking thing.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
I thought it looked more like a dinosaur. And then you said, and then I saw fart noises. He's talking about the fart noises. He's not talking about the dinosaur looking thing.
The dinosaur looking thing was making the fart noises.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't even, okay.
Before that, it said mumbling. So somebody was mumbling in their sleep, and rustling, I think, may have been another one. And then fart noises, as if we.
I didn't even hear it.
I'm happy that that's on there. It was funny to see that. I wanted to capture that and show
People
you.
that had closed captioning knew more than we did, and I didn't even hear it.
So, just kind of funny to me. All right. What else? There weren't a ton of Easter eggs in this movie, at least ones I found or could look up easily. And this isn't necessarily an Easter egg, but this was something I read in the IMDb page about this film, about the character of Jim Hawkins. He starts out a bad boy. Let me get out of the way. And the directors intentionally dressed him in dark clothing. So he starts out in dark clothing. As the movie progresses, he gets into lighter clothing, and then at the end, he's in a white military outfit. And this is to signify his transition from misfit or bad boy to hero. So I thought that was interesting, and I didn't immediately recognize that, but going back through to capture some of the images from the film, it was certainly, oh yeah, absolutely. That's kind of cool. I love stuff like that, when even if I don't recognize it, I love reading about it and then going back to discover that. So this was pretty cool.
Just seeing him like that, I was thinking when he was even a child and when he was reading that book and how the book had like hologram animations. I'm like, that is so cool. Why can't we have books like that? That would have been awesome.
Someday, Greg. Someday.
Yep, someday. You never know.
I agree. I thought that was fantastic. And I want one of those books. So I'm going to continue to scour Shop Disney until I find it.
You keep looking for that. You let me know if you find one.
I will. That's it, I guess. That's all I have for Treasure Planet. I will say that I loved John Silver. I loved Ben. The character of Jim Hawkins was, whatever. But I love the captain, Emma Thompson's character. I thought it was weird that the captain and then what's his name, Mr. Turnbull, David Hyde Pierce, was that his name?
Doppler.
What did I say? Turnbull?
I have no idea.
Doppler, of course. Yes, Doppler. They at the end of the film, they
had children.
They had children. They're different species, so I'm not exactly sure how that is possible. Or
I think I told Derek how much time went by. She had kids really fast.
Jim had to go to military school or wherever he got this outfit. So there must have been some sort of time going by, right? So, but the story was pretty. There were some differences from, the original Treasure Island story, but I liked it. The portal, I thought was pretty cool, explaining how the original. Now I can't even think who's the mean pirate at the beginning that got all the treasure. It was his treasure they were after.
I think it was Flint.
Flint. Thank you. I knew it started with an F. But I enjoyed the update. I didn't think I wondered as I was watching the movie, how are they going to keep this closely tied to the original Treasure Island story? But everything that they did, I liked. I was happy with, and I liked the movie.
They
Go ahead.
they did do some changes with it. They changed him from being a young boy, like in the book, and they made him a teenager in this one. Some people didn't like that, but they did that because they wanted to get more of the emotional feelings of him growing up and the relationship with Long John Silver. So that was intentionally done.
At the point when he met Long John Silver, he wasn't a boy anymore.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. And that way, as he was trying to become a different person, the relationship with Long John Silver was building. So, and they did a really good job on this one because more so than any other movie, he chose his friendship over Jim over the gold. So I don't think you get that in the other adaptions of Long John or of Treasure Island.
But he managed to get some gold because he said, "Here, give this to your mother so that she could fix up her restaurant," or whatever he said, something like that.
Yeah.
I liked the different types of aliens that they had. I mean, they had one where it had a head. The head came off, and the body had its own face, and then the head had its own face, and it was like two different characters. But when the head came back on, it was like two characters in one. It was really weird, and I think there were maybe two different characters that were kind of like that could do that with their body, and the guy with the claw, the crab spider looking thing, and it was just so many different weird characters that they came up with. Yeah. So
is there some do you mind if I add some notes about the movie?
Please do, and welcome in Samantha Lowe.
So they did. I talked about Tarzan, but that's probably because I read it in here. But they were saying that the filming process. No, I can't find it, of course, but it's the same platform that they used for Tarzan. How it almost like they're surfing through it.
Yeah.
They also intentionally they did close up of the characters' faces. It's kind of like, let me see, the side of the film Braveheart, because there are a lot of close-ups on characters who are going through the thought process just using their eyes. So it was a little bit more emotional, getting realism from that. It was considered a flop. They did, it was fourth in the box office on the opening weekend. Let me see real quick where it did. Harry Potter, Chamber of Secrets, Die Another Day, The Santa Claus 2 were the top three movies, and this one ended up being fourth. It grossed.
What of the day?
And Die Another Day.
Yeah, James Bond. Okay.
It grossed over $12 million on its debut weekend. It was $140 to make. Domestically, it only did $38 million. It did worldwide a total of $109. But then a few years later, it earned like $64 million on the DVDs, so it should have made up everything. They did have plans to do a second Treasure Planet and also a TV series, but because of the lack of success with the box office, they canceled the franchise.
But went against some heavy hitters. I mean, Harry Potter and James Bond are two big franchises already, so, and that was the second one, Chamber of Secrets. So it was already going against Harry Potter that had already had momentum with the first one.
Yeah.
Hello, Carlos. Good to see you. I also read that it was up against another animated film, Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights, which did better than this film.
Oh, wow. That's hard to believe. But
it is hard to believe. And I'll say this, and I had mentioned how the marketing in this film, right down to the poster, did not interest me. Like, I was never interested in watching this film. Having watched it now, I enjoyed it a lot. I liked this movie a lot. And I've got to think, this would have done better if it were marketed differently. If it were, there was just another angle to the marketing.
Yeah. I mean, Eight Crazy Nights was an okay movie, but this one should have made more than that, I think. But
I think I forgot what they called the process, but it's when they took over Eisner and the other group took over stuff, and they started just hashing out ideas. This was one of the ideas that they came out with, and it was denied 3 times. And on the 3rd time, the producers of this went to, finally after denied, they went to Roy Disney and said, we want to get this done. And then Roy Disney went forward and said, this is what I want done. So they made the movie after that. So in hindsight, it might have not been a good decision.
No. Well, I also
I'm glad they made it. I liked it.
me too, and I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad you forced me to watch it. I read that the directors, Musker and Clements, they had directed a lot of Disney very successful films, Aladdin and others. I'm sorry, I can't think of any more. But they were hit makers, and they said, okay, well, Disney wanted them to direct something. They were more interested in this, but Disney wasn't directing or wasn't greenlighting this. So they said, okay, we'll direct what you want us to direct, but you've got to let us make this. And this was really their passion project. As it turned out, Disney was well-founded in not wanting to make this. But again, it's enjoyable. It just wasn't successful.
I think it was a hidden gem, just like Emperor's New Groove, because I didn't know what to think of that movie, and when I went and saw it, I thought it looked very basic. It looked very just like blah, like there wasn't much to the story. But then when you watch that, it's like there was a lot going on, and it was hilarious. It's one of the funniest Disney movies that they've ever come up with, I think. So that and this one are two hidden gems in my mind for Disney.
I guess I'm coming up with a list of Disney flops that I actually enjoy. I think number one on that list for me is the movie Tomorrowland. I love that movie.
Yeah, we liked it too. It was fun.
Yeah. Agreed, and it looks fantastic. And this show isn't about that, but this is on that list. This is a flop that some people might hate, even, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. If I had to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best, Greg.
Yes, I know.
I would. I might give this an 8.
Oh, wow.
What about you guys?
I would probably say an 8 or 8.5. Actually, I mean it wasn't the best movie, but it was pretty cool with the special effects. Maybe even a 9, actually.
Wow.
Just because of special effects and everything, it was really different. It was an original story in the sense that it was in this
Original story.
in the sense that it's in outer space and everything, and it's a play off of Treasure Island, but it's set in outer space. So in that sense, I think it is more an original, maybe not an original story, but an original setting. But it had some original things, so I'm going to say original story. Leave me alone.
You can say whatever you want. Yes, and then you said 7, Derek?
You can give it a 7. I liked it. Treasure Island isn't one of my favorite stories. But I did like, I think what made it better for me was the end of it when they changed what I had mentioned before, when he chose Jim over the gold. And that was different than the other ones that I had seen.
Yes,
so
I do like the way they changed John Silver's character at the I do like that. And as we're sitting here talking, I'm thinking Treasure Planet might be my favorite adaptation of the story, even more so than our next movie.
Yeah, I think so too, as far as adaptation, but I still like this also.
We are now moving on to Muppet Treasure Island, the 12th movie on my list that I finally have watched. And I say that with an asterisk next to it. Asterisk next to it. Because, full disclosure, I started watching this movie last night. I fell asleep and woke up in time to see the last part of the movie. So if I had to guess, I'm thinking I saw 2/3 of this movie. I missed the middle third. That's what I'm guessing. Maybe less, but I can't be certain because I've never seen it.
Not like you couldn't just watch it this morning before the show, but I mean,
I watched a little bit.
And you had 2 weeks to watch it, so
That's right. Before the live stream,
rub
this
that
morning,
salt in more.
you guys were talking about a song called "Cabin Fever,"
Yep.
and I didn't know what you were talking about, and
Uh-huh.
that's because I slept through it. Now, where is it? Here it is. This is a shot of
Yep.
the song "Cabin Fever." This was a musical, which I should have guessed because it's a Muppet movie.
There's even
But
a
I
single
didn't. It kind of surprised me that they started singing songs, and I don't know why. That's on me though. But you were talking about this song "Cabin Fever," and everybody's dressed like Carmen Miranda, and it looked fun.
It was a fun little number, yeah.
Let's see. Can I play a little bit? Can you hear this? All right, that's all you get. But
bananas in there.
I guess. But what I had mentioned to you before was that the very first musical number of this film is sung by the kid that plays Jim Hawkins.
Yeah.
And he's got this high falsetto voice that was like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Not good. Now, as the song went on, I could recognize that the song itself was good, but I did not like hearing that kid sing it. I couldn't tell you what the name of the song was, but it was a good song. But I did, the kid as an actor playing Jim Hawkins was good. Just maybe, I think it put me to sleep.
He was 16 when he made that movie, and for a 16-year-old to sing that high pitched, I don't know.
That right there, I would have watched.
I think he might have been forcing it. I don't know.
I told Greg he might have not even sang it. It might have been another kid's voice.
No, I think it was him because I thought I read an interview where he was talking about playing that part and everything. But he's 40 now, and this is 24 years earlier. So, yeah.
He didn't look 16.
His voice was changing.
Yeah,
now we had talked. I'm sorry, Derek. Go ahead.
No, he just didn't look like he was 16 in the movie. I thought he was younger than that. I thought he was like 12 years old.
Kind of did look younger. The character of Jim Hawkins, not Jim Hawkins, John Silver, was played by Tim Curry, who you had mentioned that the Henson Company had in mind for this role. Was that right? Did you say that?
Not me.
Okay.
I think you said that they had in mind David Hyde Pierce for the character.
Oh, gotcha. I got you. Well, they should have.
Yeah,
saving face now. They should have thought of Tim Curry. And Tim Curry, again, playing John Silver, was great.
He's an awesome actor. I like him a lot.
He was actually my favorite Long John Silver. He was really good.
This was a musical, like you said. I missed Cabin Fever. I caught the first song. How many songs were in this movie? 3 or 4, I'm guessing?
Yeah, Tim Curry even sings a song, and he actually did pretty good with that, too. I mean, he sings in Rocky Horror Picture Show, which Derek was saying, I don't like him in that one movie. I was thinking, don't even say Rocky Horror Picture Show. He goes, that weird movie, I said Rocky Horror Picture Show. He goes, yeah. I was like, oh, my God, he was awesome in that movie.
I've never seen that movie either.
Oh, that's a good one.
Clips. I've seen clips of the movie, of course.
He plays a really out there character, but it's worth watching.
I just don't understand the character. Like people go to the movies and they're acting out in the audience, and I'm like,
it's not Disney, but during Halloween time, we need to do a show about that movie and have you watch it and talk about it.
We can do that. I'm very familiar with it. I know it's a cult classic. I know who's in it. I've seen shows about the phenomenon that is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've just never seen the whole movie. Caitlin's here. Welcome in. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, we both did it at the same time. What?
It had 9 songs in the movie.
Oh,
The thing I told Derek was because Muppets Christmas Carol came out in the 90s, 93, I think, or 92, somewhere around there, early 90s. And then this came out in 96. Wait, no.
Mhm.
Yeah, 96.
I think you're right.
And so they were in a village area where Jim knocks on a door and the guy talks with some weird accent or whatever. And I said, this looks a lot like the village from Muppet's Christmas Carol. I said, maybe they use the same sound stage or the same props and stuff, the village from that movie for this movie. I'm pretty sure they did because it looked awfully familiar.
I wouldn't doubt it. Cost-saving measures, to reuse stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't put that together, but I wouldn't be surprised. The cast of this film, the live-action cast, that is. Derek, you had mentioned that Tim Curry is your favorite John Silver, and I will submit that Billy Connolly is my favorite Billy Bones.
Oh.
At the beginning of this film, I mean, he's drunk, he's funny, but he's another one. He's got a great voice. He's done a number of voices for Disney as well, and he's just there was another dimension to this Billy Bones character.
Yeah,
that I liked. He was great.
Really quick, Caitlin, I'm sorry to hear about your mom. I hope she's doing better. Looks like they're taking her to the ER, so hopefully send some pixie dust your way.
Absolutely.
I know she wasn't feeling well with the whole thing.
Our thoughts are with you. I hope that comes out well. In this movie, instead of Jim Hawkins' mother running the tavern, or the inn, rather, it was a character named Mrs.
I know it's
Mrs.
Jennifer Saunders.
Blueveridge, is that right?
She was something.
And she was played by Jennifer Sanders.
Yeah,
Jennifer Saunders.
Yeah,
who's from Absolutely Fabulous and a number of things, and she is great.
She looked horrendous in this movie, though.
Yes, she's a great actor, great comic actor, and she was great in this. And at first, I thought, oh, she's in the wrong movie. She's playing a character that should be running the orphanage in Annie. But as it turned out, she became Rambo and allowed Jim Hawkins and Gonzo and Rizzo to escape, which was fun to see. It was a nice turn for that character. She cared for them instead of just being an overlord. So I liked that. What else was the kid that played Jim Hawkins? His name is Kevin Bishop. What else? I'm looking at his IMDb, trying to see what else, because I mean, he was in this movie when he was a kid. Is he still an actor?
Yeah, I think so. I was looking at it last night, but I don't remember all the movies that he was in. I don't know if you have them, but
it looks like he's in a lot, but it's all in the UK.
Mm-hmm. So maybe he is English then.
He is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all of these. I mean, he's in a lot of stuff I've never heard of. But
he hasn't been in anything since 2017.
Well, that's not that far back. And he's in his he still kind of looks the same, actually, just older.
He's in a movie from 2019 called Assassinaut.
Assassinaut.
That's a horrible name. And is that a cross between assassin and astronaut?
I was thinking like assassin, not like they're not an assassin. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know how it's spelled. So,
like I said, it's a horrible name.
Probably a great movie, though.
No. But yeah, as an actor, he was fine. Just the singing wasn't great for me. Sorry.
I actually enjoyed it.
His thing, I like the music. I like the music in the film. Just his wasn't my favorite. But what I liked about this film was all of the meta jokes, which is a joke. They were joking about the fact that they were in a movie. Do you know what I mean? They weren't shying away from breaking the fourth wall or Billy Bones when he passes out and they thought he died, and Rizzo says he died. This is supposed to be a kids movie.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. So,
and the Rats. Speaking of Rizzo, the Rats. It was like a separate movie where they were treating it as they were on a cruise ship instead of a pirate ship, and they had the whole is it the Mayhem Band or whatever they call it doing the music, and the Rats are like just dancing around and everything. And I'm just like, this is crazy. It was funny though.
Agreed. I looked up Easter eggs for this movie, and I didn't immediately find any. Everything was a dialogue gag, like I had just mentioned, or there were some sight gags, but they weren't necessarily Easter eggs, like Kermit's tattoo on his chest. He had a tattoo of Miss Piggy, and that's not an Easter egg; that's a sight gag. So, I think Easter eggs are that has really blossomed lately in animated and Disney films and in Muppet films, for example. So there weren't a lot. I didn't read about any hidden Mickeys or anything like that, but there were a lot of sight gags, which are different. But this was a fun movie, of course. Every Muppet film is, you know what I mean? But it's, but I'll say, and maybe it's because I fell asleep, but I liked Treasure Planet a little bit more. What did you guys, what do you like about Muppet Treasure Island? Like, what are your thoughts about what you love about it?
I just like that it was just crazy, zany, sometimes out there humor. Kermit the Frog, his little arms when he's sword fighting, he's just like standing there, like I'm like, oh wow. And then he like loses his sword, and I think one of the funniest things to see is when they were fighting, they throw the Muppets through the air because it's supposed to like show them like they're being thrown around and stuff, but it's just hilarious just to see a Muppet being thrown through the air. And then when Jennifer, when Jennifer, I don't know how they did it, but Jennifer Saunders had one of them in her hand and she had it raised up and it was still flailing around. And I'm like, how did they do that with her holding it and nobody behind her, unless it was like an animatronic or something? But it just looked funny. And I told Derek, I was like, oh my gosh, you actually see Sam the Eagle's feet. Like you've never seen his feet ever before. And they show him sitting, and just little things like that you kind of pick up, like, I've never seen that before. And then they show this extra detail. So
does he have feet or does he have talons? Probably.
Oh, he had talons. Yeah, he had talons.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing those. I'll have to, again, focus on watching the complete movie.
Yes, you really should.
I will. I promise. And I know I had 2 weeks to do it. But,
what did you like?
I actually am glad I watched this movie after Treasure Planet, because Treasure Planet was a more serious adaptation than this one here was, because this was definitely more humorous and slapstick.
It's very zany and
yeah, I mean there was
crazy.
Like when Long John Silver, I forgot his name, he was singing and they lifted him up on like a little stage and he made a comment, "This is my only solo," or something like that, and he was like meaning that he needs to have the limelight on him. So just little stuff like that I thought was pretty humorous.
Oh, because he's a big actor and everything.
I just thought it was cool on it. So I like the Muppets anyway, so anytime there's a Muppets movie, I like it. And they did kind of, because of the success of what Rizzo and the rat.
Gonzo.
Yeah,
Rizzo and Gonzo from the Christmas Carol.
They decided they were originally going to have them as the main characters.
They're always a good duo together.
They were going to call one Jim and the other one Hawkins, but then they decided to put a human in there instead and use them as his friends. So I'm actually glad the way they did that.
Yeah.
I think it would have a better.
So there's a chance there could have been a version of this movie where the kid's not singing. I think
kid wouldn't even been in it.
Yeah. The kid wouldn't even be there.
Because Rizzo and Gonzo would have been Jim/Hawkins.
Yeah, I don't like that idea.
So they
Dennis, welcome to the show. Sorry. I like the fact that they once again joke about not knowing exactly what Gonzo is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't.
Well, he is an alien. They did find out in Muppets in Space that he basically is an alien. Have you seen Muppets in Space? Oh, I'm sorry, but you would like it. It's pretty funny.
Well, you thought that about Muppet Treasure Island too.
No, he has to watch it.
I do like it. I have liked what I've seen so far.
Oh, but Muppets in Space is actually pretty hilarious because it's really Gonzo.
You tell me how much you think I missed of the movie. I fell asleep, or I remember watching. Kermit was introduced, and they boarded the ship, and they met John Silver, of course. And the next thing I know, Jim Hawkins and they're tied up. So I missed the whole part of the mutiny sort of
You just watch the movie.
Chunk of the movie.
Just watch the movie from beginning to end again.
All right.
Ay. Did you have any information on it?
Yeah, I do actually. For the box office, it opened on February 16th, 1996 in 2,070 venues and earned $7.9 million over the weekend, ranking third at the North American box office behind second weekend of Broken Arrow and fellow newcomer Happy Gilmore.
Oh my God.
At the time, it held the record for having the biggest opening weekend gross for a Disney film in February. It ultimately grossed $3.4 million, and it was $31 million to make. So I guess they called it a success because it did make its money back. And that's not including future releases of DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah, we have it on DVD, but we wanted to watch it on Disney Plus just in case there was, we wanted to watch the same version as you in case they had anything different in the DVD. So
good thinking. Michelle the Quilter, welcome to the show. What was I going to say? No, I can't remember.
There is, and we also have it on DVD. There's also a version of Muppets Wizard of Oz, if you didn't know that.
No, I don't.
That one's pretty good too, actually. You can't tell we like the Muppets, so.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Kermit, who's front and center on the poster, of course, isn't introduced right away. I had no idea, because I didn't pay attention to the poster, that he was the captain of the ship. And then Miss Piggy, it was well over an hour into the film before we saw Miss Piggy. And
she was supposed to be the character of Ben Gunn, which is
was she?
Yeah, so Bendelina, I think they call her.
Oh yeah, because all the pigs on the island.
Yeah, so she was that was her role, was Ben Gunn. So she had been marooned on there for a while.
Her name was Bendelina?
Something like that.
Okay.
I'll see if I can get it, what her actual name was. But yeah, that was Benjamina is her name. Benjamina Gunn. That's interesting.
And speaking of Muppets, just in case you didn't know, on Disney Plus, Muppets Now has premiered. They're on their... Oh, we just missed their third episode. It came out yesterday, so we got to watch that. So they have 3 episodes now, and so far, I think we both liked the first episode the most. Second one was
okay,
but we haven't seen the third one yet. So if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend watching it, especially if you're a Muppets fan.
I have heard of this, but I don't know much about it. Can you explain what you're talking about?
Muppets Now on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's a new show for the Muppets, and basically it's kind of centered around Scooter more. And it's something to do with him bringing up it's like a website type of a thing, because there's a lot of website stuff going on. And I know Fozzie throws out different ideas, and Scooter doesn't like them, but then they end up showing some of the ideas, and they have different guests on there. And so far, RuPaul was actually the most funniest guest on there. That was a hilarious part.
But they have like segment. Miss Piggy has a segment. They have a cooking show.
The cooking is kind of funny too with
Swedish Chef.
Swedish Chef. Yeah, the first one was pretty funny because they make him seem like he doesn't even know what he's doing when he's cooking. So, but RuPaul, he got probably most of the screen time out of all of the guests so far on that show. But it was pretty funny when they did it. So we recommend the show.
All right. Welcome in, Jeffrey Resendez. Good to see you.
And they're only like 30 minutes long. So
I was going to ask, how long is it? So it's a series.
Yeah, like 24 minutes each episode, and they're doing by week, just like The Mandalorian.
Cool. I will have to check that out. And I noticed Dennis is asking if people have watched the Howard documentary. This is the Howard Ashman story. I have not seen that. I've seen that it's on there, but I haven't seen it.
I did not see that.
Yeah. So I gave Treasure Planet an 8. And I suppose it's not fair because I haven't seen this movie entirely, but I'm going to give this one a 7 so far. Like I said, I like Treasure Planet better, but I like this too. So I suppose it's not fair. I'm going to give it a tentative 7.
Yeah, this movie was definitely pushed more towards kids. I mean, most Muppet movies are, but there are some Muppet things that are more adultish, I guess. But this was definitely, for the younger crowd, just how they did it and everything. But it was fun. It was crazy at times. What would you give?
I'd probably give it a 6.5. A little bit lower than
6.5.
6.5. Yeah,
that would be 6.5.
Yes. It's not my favorite Muppet movie, but I enjoyed it. So, 6.5.
I did read that. This movie came out after Jim Henson's passing, and he voiced a lot of characters, such as Kermit the Frog. So they got somebody else to voice Kermit, of course. But what I read was that he also voiced Rolf the dog, who I read they believed was the closest character to the real Jim Henson. So they made the decision to not give Rolf, who is only in this movie briefly at the beginning. He's in the background, has no lines. They chose not to give him a voice in this film, just out of respect. But I thought that was interesting that Rolf's in there. You see him, but they chose not to replace Jim Henson's voice for that character.
So they haven't replaced his voice ever since?
No, I think they have, just not for this film.
Oh, okay. Because I know Christmas Carol was after Jim Henson because they have in memory of him and one other person, I think at the beginning of the movie. And then this one came out after Christmas Carol. And I don't even remember Ralph the dog in A Christmas Carol, do you? I don't know if he was even in there. But
I don't remember.
If he was, he's probably playing on piano.
Yeah, he probably didn't have words in that either, then, if they didn't give him words in this early. I would probably say maybe an 8.5 for myself on this. Kind of the same, I guess, as, Treasure Planet I said about a 9, so just a half down. You said this wasn't your favorite Muppet movie. Do you know what your favorite Muppet movie is?
It's Muppet's Christmas Carol.
I think I preferred Christmas Carol over this, but again, I liked it, and I need to watch it all.
I like Muppet Christmas Carol, but I also like the Muppets Take Manhattan. I like that one also.
And are you including the most recent Muppet film with Amy Adams and Jason Segel?
Oh,
like those.
Well, that was the Muppets, and then they had Muppets Most Wanted, which was the newest one after that. But we haven't seen Muppets Most Wanted yet.
Oh, I thought we did.
We don't even have it. But yeah, we
I
haven't.
don't think I ever saw Muppets Most Wanted.
But I want to. So
there's so much I haven't seen.
Yeah,
but I keep checking them off my list as I do. Guys, thank you so much for doing this with me. We started this out to help me get my watch hours, and I've attained that. But I wanted to do this to continue on with that. Now, we haven't discussed this. I'll just discuss it here. You're here, and Caitlin is also here in the chat. I hope she's still here. But I would like, and maybe this is just a Tuesday show. We don't have to do this on a Saturday. But if everybody's available, I would like to watch High School Musical and then talk about that one day. So if you guys are ever available on a Tuesday at 4, and then if Caitlin is as well, I would like to have all of us on talking about that, because I haven't seen it yet, but I know that's her wheelhouse. I know that's her jam.
I haven't seen the original. Well, I haven't seen any of them in a long time, and we have 2 and 3. We don't have the original, but I'll have to get it.
Caitlin is still here, so we'll set that up at some time. That would be fun to do. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody that has stopped in to watch or stuck with us throughout the whole.
It's been a lot of fun, actually. Yeah.
What's up with you guys? What's going on?
What's up with you?
We have this week. We have a cruising show. It's going to be Wanda from Cruising for Food. It is going to be the day after her birthday, because her birthday is on the Tuesday.
And we'll have an announcement on that day too.
We will, a special cruising announcement. So we're excited for that, and I'm about to transfer stuff to the computer on a Yosemite trip we have. So we're going to come up. Greg and I are going to narrate over it. It's going to be top 5 things you can do in Disney. I shouldn't say top 5.
In Disney.
In Yosemite National Park.
Well, I mean, you can make Yosemite Disney-fied, bring some Disney things and whatever.
Yes. So that is going to be our next video project.
Where I saw Caitlin. Yes, not this week. There's no way I'm going to watch High School Musical before Tuesday. But whenever you're ready, Caitlin, you just let me know.
I hope your mom
will wait for you. Yes. And then for me, I'll be on live Tuesday at 7 p.m. for my usual live stream. And then next Friday, a week from yesterday, I'll be on with the Spill in the Disney Tea crew. I'm going to pop in. They're going to celebrate their 1-year anniversary with a live stream. So, that'll be fun. I think myself and Walt from Mouse Talk, maybe Walt and Melissa, will be popping in at the same time to congratulate them for their show. So that's up with me, guys. Thank you so much. Stay cool out there. You were telling me it's a heat wave.
Yes, hundreds all this week and next week. Well, not just 100. It's supposed to be 111.
Well, I was saying
coldest day is 107 is the coldest day that we have. Coolest day is 107 for the next 7 days.
Holy moly.
Well, that's not cool, but okay.
Yes, exactly.
I know it's the lowest. No, I think it was lower than that.
Well, good luck to you.
Thanks.
With that.
Oh my God, 111 is the highest. 102 actually is the lowest. But yeah, this is what we have to look forward to, everybody.
Oh, hang on. Here we go.
111. You can fry an egg on the pavement those 2 days.
Is that how you cooked your breakfast today?
No. Do not take your pets out on the hot pavement, please, because you will burn their paws really bad. I saw it on Facebook, and they were red. I don't know why people would do that.
Oh my gosh, Pepper Tree Villa said it was 110 there. That's frying for them. They're not used to that weather.
Wait, 110 and then 105 at the villa today. Oh no. Hopefully, we don't have a power surge with everybody using their air conditioning.
Now, as hot and humid as it gets here in the Tampa area,
Yep.
they have never actually recorded a triple-digit temperature.
Wow.
In as long as they've been recording temperatures, this area has never recorded triple digits. Is that unbelievable?
Yeah,
Everybody,
everybody.
earlier this year, it got up to 99. I saw it was 99 on my phone,
Wow.
but still hadn't hit 100. So
Just drink lots of water. Lots of water.
absolutely. Stay safe, everybody. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for
Thank
tuning
you.
in. Until next time, we'll see you later. Ending broadcast. Bye.